So we're diving into Macbeth today, huh?
We are.
And I have to admit, when I saw Literary Laughter Lounge in the list of source material, I kind of pictured something completely different,
Right.
like blood and betrayal, sure, but punchlines too. Okay, color me intrigued, I guess.
Well, it really speaks to Shakespeare's genius that a tragedy like Macbeth can still be reimagined in such a surprising way,
Yeah.
But beneath the humor, those darker elements are definitely there.
Yeah, right. So let's tackle both sides of the coin, I guess.
Sure.
The traditional analysis and then this unexpected comedic take.
Absolutely. And to really appreciate both, we have to start at the beginning in 11th century Scotland.
Okay.
Imagine a land of bleak moors and windswept castles.
Right.
It's almost as if Shakespeare is setting the stage for tragedy before a single word is even spoken.
So it's like he's using the landscape to prime us for the drama, right?
Exactly.
Kind of reminds me of those film noir movies, all rain-slicked streets and shadowy alleys.
It's a brilliant technique called pathetic fallacy.
Okay.
Shakespeare was a master at using nature to mirror the character's inner turmoil. Think about the storm that rages as Macbeth contemplates regicide.
Right.
It's not just weather. It's a reflection of his internal conflict.
And that totally works even today, right?
Absolutely.
It's like in a video game when the music changes and the sky darkens, you just know something bad's about to happen.
Exactly. It taps into our instinctual understanding of the world around us.
Right.
But back in Macbeth's world, there's another force adding to the atmosphere of unease.
Okay.
The three witches.
Right.
These figures are not just spooky. They're powerful agents of fate. Speaking in riddles that set the whole plot in motion.
I bet that's where Literary Laughter Lounge got their more twists than a soap opera line, right?
Yeah, probably.
But seriously, who isn't fascinated by prophecy a little bit?
Right.
It's like we're all drawn to the mystery of the unknown,
Right.
whether it's a fortune teller or just reading our horoscopes.
True. But it's important to remember the witches offer possibility, not inevitability.
Okay.
Macbeth makes his own choices.
Right.
He's not just a puppet dancing to their tune.
Speaking of Macbeth, Literary Laughter Lounge had this wild comparison
Oh, yeah.
of his ambition to a spotlight-hogging karaoke singer. I mean, is that really a fair comparison?
Well,
Isn't that kind of minimizing the depths of his desire?
on the surface, it seems absurd.
Yeah.
But think about it. The karaoke singer, desperate for attention, convinced of their own talent.
Right.
Isn't that a reflection of how ambition can warp our self-perception?
Okay. Yeah.
Macbeth starts as the war hero, respected for his bravery.
Uh-huh.
But that same ambition becomes a driving force,
Yeah.
twisting his perception of reality.
So it's more about the underlying psychology,
Right.
right? That hunger for more, that inability to be satisfied with what you already have.
Exactly. And it's a question Shakespeare forces us to confront.
Okay.
What lengths would we go to for the things we desire? Have you ever felt that pull of ambition, even in everyday life?
Oh, definitely. Like that competitive urge to win an argument or,
Right.
Snag that promotion, even if it means bending the rules a bit.
And what was the outcome? Did it feel like a true victory, or was there a cost?
That's a good point. Sometimes you get so focused on the goal that you lose sight of the bigger picture.
Yeah.
Hurt feelings, strained relationships.
Right.
I guess that's the dark side of ambition that Shakespeare was getting at.
And it's not a struggle limited to Macbeth. In the play, we also see ambition driving Lady Macbeth.
Right.
A woman often portrayed as the mastermind behind the throne.
And Literary Laughter Lounge called her the original girl boss gone wrong. Which on the one hand is hilarious. I can picture her with a whiteboard plotting Duncan's murder like it's a quarterly sales goal.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, is that interpretation really doing justice to her complexity as a character?
It's a simplification, for sure.
Right.
But remember, Lady Macbeth is operating within a society that severely limits women's agency.
Right.
Her ambition, however ruthless,
Yeah.
is a product of the world she inhabits.
Right.
And Literary Laughter Lounge does make a clever point by comparing her to a modern-day life coach.
Okay.
Someone who projects confidence and control, but underneath.
There's a darkness lurking.
Exactly.
It makes me think of those real-life stories of powerful women who made questionable choices to achieve their goals.
Right.
Their ambitions may have seemed justified, even admirable, but at what cost?
Precisely. And it raises a fascinating question. How much are we shaped by the pressures and expectations of our time?
Yeah.
It's a theme that resonates even today.
Okay, so we have our ambitious power couple fueled by cryptic prophecies, and we all know things are about to get messy.
Indeed. We're entering the realm of blood betrayal and a psychological descent that will shake both Macbeth and Lady Macbeth to their core.
Right. First, we have King Duncan, the victim of Macbeth's ambition. Then there's Banquo eliminated because Macbeth sees him as a threat.
Right.
And finally, the horrific massacre of Macduff's family, escalating the cycle of violence and revenge.
You're absolutely right. But the real horror isn't just the physical violence. It's the way guilt and paranoia begin to consume Macbeth. Think of the banquet scene where he's haunted by the ghost of Banquo, a manifestation of his tormented conscience.
And Lady Macbeth sleepwalking, desperately trying to wash away imaginary bloodstains.
Right.
It's like their guilt is literally driving them mad.
It's a stark depiction of how our actions can have psychological repercussions. We might not see ghosts, but we all experience guilt and anxiety in different ways. Shakespeare is simply amplifying these feelings to a dramatic and deeply unsettling level.
It's like when we say, this guilt is eating me alive.
Right.
Shakespeare takes that sentiment and turns it into a visceral, haunting experience.
Exactly. And just when we think things can't get any weirder, the witches deliver another prophecy.
Okay.
Birnam Wood will come to Dunsinane.
Wait, the forest is moving? Seriously.
Not literally, of course.
No.
It's Malcolm's army using camouflage branches from Birnam Wood to mask their approach to Macbeth's castle.
Okay.
So in a way, the forest does come to Dunsinane.
Okay, that's actually pretty clever.
Yeah.
Imagine seeing this army approaching looking like a walking forest.
Right.
It would be both terrifying and awe-inspiring.
It's a powerful visual, and it underscores a key theme: appearances versus reality.
Okay.
Things aren't always as they seem, both in the play and in our own lives.
Makes you think about all those carefully curated images on social media.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy to forget that what we see online isn't always the whole truth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're constantly bombarded with information, but how much of it is genuine and how much is carefully crafted to manipulate our perceptions?
Whoa, that's a lot to think about.
Right.
I'm starting to see why Macbeth has resonated for centuries. It's not just a historical drama, it's a commentary on human nature itself.
You're absolutely right. And as we move towards the climax of the play, Macbeth, clinging to his power, faces his final confrontation with Macduff. Okay, this is where things really get interesting.
So we left off with Macbeth facing that final showdown with Macduff.
Right.
And this is where that whole no man born of woman prophecy comes into play.
Yeah.
Sounds like Macbeth's got this in the bag.
Well, prophecies can be tricky things.
Right.
Macbeth interprets it literally believing himself invincible.
Uh-huh.
But as Macduff reveals, he was delivered by cesarean section.
Oh, wow.
Not technically born of woman in the traditional sense.
Talk about a loophole.
Right.
Macbeth placed all his faith in a prophecy that was destined to backfire.
Exactly.
It reminds me of those be careful what you wish for stories. He sought power and he got it, but at what a terrible price.
His downfall highlights that recurring theme of appearances versus reality.
Yeah.
Something we see throughout the play.
Right.
Macbeth, blinded by ambition, misinterprets the witch's words and ultimately seals his own fate. It makes you wonder, how often do we fall prey to similar misinterpretations in our own lives?
Oh, all the time, right? It's so easy to get caught up in our own desires and interpretations. We see what we want to see, not necessarily what's actually true.
Right.
It's a trap anyone can fall into.
Absolutely.
Whether it's misreading a text message or clinging to a belief that's no longer serving us.
And with Macbeth's death, order is restored to Scotland. Malcolm ascends the throne. But there's a lingering sense of tragedy, wouldn't you say?
For sure.
Yes, the tyrant is vanquished, but the path to this victory is paved with blood and loss.
It's bittersweet. It makes you think about the ripple effects of our choices. Even when we achieve our goals, we have to acknowledge the potential consequences.
Right.
The people who might be hurt along the way.
Absolutely.
It's a powerful reminder that power, however alluring, always comes at a price.
Now, amidst all this darkness and drama, let's not forget about Literary Laughter Lounge. I'm curious how they found humor in the play's supporting characters.
Yeah.
Particularly Banquo.
Right.
He's often overshadowed by the Macbeth's ambition, but his role is crucial.
He is.
Isn't it?
Absolutely. Banquo represents a stark contrast to Macbeth.
Right.
He's also tempted by the witch's prophecies, but he ultimately chooses a different path.
He does.
It's almost like he's the moral compass Macbeth could have followed
Right.
if he hadn't let his ambition consume him.
That's a great observation.
Thanks.
Banquo embodies the possibility of resisting those darker impulses.
Yeah.
He reminds us that even when faced with temptation, we have the power to choose a different course.
Right.
Literary Laughter Lounge actually described him as the designated driver of the play.
Huh.
Always trying to steer things in a safer direction.
I love that analogy.
Yeah.
It makes his tragic end even more poignant.
It does.
He tries to do the right thing, but ultimately he gets caught in the crossfire of Macbeth's ambition.
Right.
It's a reminder that sometimes even good intentions aren't enough to protect us from the consequences of others' choices.
And what about Macduff? He's another fascinating character, driven by a fierce sense of justice. Literary Laughter Lounge joked that he was the embodiment of the saying, not all heroes wear capes, some just have a really, really big sense of justice.
So true. He's the one who ultimately brings Macbeth down.
Yes.
Driven by a desire to avenge his family and restore order to Scotland. His story makes you think about the different motivations people have for seeking power.
Right.
For Macduff, it's not about personal gain. It's about righting a wrong, holding the corrupt accountable.
It's interesting how Literary Laughter Lounge uses humor to highlight these contrasts, drawing attention to the characters' underlying motivations and the choices they make.
Right.
But did they also address the play's more profound themes?
Yeah.
It seems almost impossible to make light of such intense subjects as ambition, guilt, and the nature of reality.
Oh, they definitely went there. They really connected these themes to some very modern issues.
Oh, really?
Like social media and the pressure to present a perfect image online.
It's a brilliant parallel, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just like the characters in Macbeth grapple with appearances versus reality.
Yeah.
Right.
We're constantly navigating a world where filters and curated content can create a distorted view of ourselves and others.
Yeah.
It makes you question what's genuine and what's simply a performance.
Right. It's almost as if we've become a society of Lady Macbeths, putting on a brave face while hiding our inner turmoil.
Interesting.
It's a reminder that we all have our masks, our ways of presenting ourselves to the world.
Right.
But it's what lies beneath those facades that truly defines us.
So while Literary Laughter Lounge brings a comedic lens to the story, they're also prompting us to consider these deeper issues.
Yeah.
They're reminding us that Macbeth is more than just a play. It's a reflection of the human condition.
Right.
A story that continues to resonate centuries later.
It's like they're saying, hey, we can laugh at these characters and their over-the-top ambitions, but we should also recognize those same tendencies within ourselves.
Exactly. And that's what makes this deep dive so fascinating. We're exploring the play on multiple levels.
The historical context, the literary brilliance, the psychological insights, and even the unexpected humor.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that even in the darkest of tragedies, there are moments of levity, glimmers of hope, and profound truths that can illuminate our own lives.
It's amazing how Macbeth can be both entertaining and thought-provoking at the same time.
Right.
We've explored the historical setting and the characters' motivations, and even found humor in some pretty unexpected places.
Yeah.
But what really sticks with me is what you said before.
What's that?
About how we all have a bit of Macbeth and Lady Macbeth inside us.
It is a chilling thought.
Yeah.
But if we're honest with ourselves, we can recognize those same desires and impulses, maybe on a smaller scale.
So you're saying it's not just about kings and queens?
No, not at all.
These themes apply to everyday life?
Absolutely.
Right.
We might not be plotting regicide.
Right.
But we all face choices where our ambition and our sense of morality clash. Think about those moments when you're tempted to cut corners or tell a white lie or prioritize your own gain over someone else's well-being.
Oh, I've definitely been there. It's like that internal struggle between what you want to do and what you know you should do.
Exactly. And Macbeth shows us in a very dramatic way how those seemingly small choices can have a ripple effect.
Right.
Leading to consequences we never intended.
Yeah.
Macbeth's ambition, initially presented as a positive trait, ultimately consumes him.
Right.
Leading him down a path of destruction and despair.
So it's like a cautionary tale.
It is.
Not just for those in power, but for all of us.
For all of us. It makes you wonder, if Macbeth had paused even for a moment to consider the potential consequences, could he have avoided his tragic fate?
That's a great question. The tension between free will and fate.
Right.
Did Macbeth truly have control over his destiny, or was he swept along by forces beyond his control?
That's one of the great questions the play raises.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes it so compelling.
Yeah.
It forces us to grapple with the complexities of human motivation, the choices we make, and the forces that shape our lives.
And maybe that's the most valuable lesson Macbeth offers.
Maybe so.
Not a set of answers, but a framework for asking the right questions.
Exactly.
It challenges us to examine our own ambitions and our values and the choices we make when we're confronted with temptation.
It's a mirror reflecting our own humanity.
Okay.
Our capacity for both greatness and darkness. And through that reflection, we can gain a deeper understanding not only of the play, but of ourselves.
It's amazing how a work written centuries ago can still feel so relevant and insightful. It makes me want to revisit the play, see it with fresh eyes, and explore those layers of meaning I might have missed before.
And that's the beauty of great literature. It's a journey of discovery, one that evolves with each reading, each performance, each new perspective we bring to the table. Just like the witch's prophecies, it offers glimpses into the unknown, into the depths of the human heart. And invites us to grapple with the timeless questions that define our existence.
Wow. That's a powerful way to sum it up. So from the historical context to the comedic interpretations, from the psychological depths to the timeless themes, we've really taken a deep dive into Macbeth, haven't we?
We have. And I hope this exploration has sparked a renewed curiosity in you, our listener, to engage with this extraordinary play. And to see its relevance in your own life. After all, that's what the deep dive is all about.
Exactly.
Uncovering hidden gems of knowledge and insight and leaving you with something to ponder long after the episode ends.
Absolutely. So until our next deep dive, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep those intellectual gears turning.
I like it.
We'll be back soon with another fascinating topic, ready to unpack even more knowledge and insights just for you.